Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, Valentine's Day, February 14th. It's just coming on 3 a.m. and the reason I'm doing this video for you and getting the email out early is, as I've shared with you already, had a little bit of an emergency last night, had to rush the old man to the hospital who eventually, the diagnosis, which I was telling them, he had a stroke. Not a severe stroke, but a mild stroke, and I was able to make it back to you last night, which I really didn't need to do because you banged 900%, not once, but twice. On Wednesday, as I provided and offered the opportunity for you there, and then having provided that opportunity of what we were going to get done on Thursday, seeing that you had the ability to do it again yesterday. So I have for you here on screen the futures, and it is the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ doing all of the work yesterday, still continuing to do all of the work. And as you can see, just by a naked eye looking over on your RSI, you have a little bit of a running sell divergence over here on your NASDAQ. On the ES, we are just about 15, 18 points shy of the all-time high over on the ES. We are right at, I'll show you in a minute, 3 weeks ago Friday's high. So things are all lining up. And as I was sharing with you, my personal view being the full moon, I want to see the full moon high get placed, and that's what we're looking at. So enough here on the futures. I can remove that. Quick update here for you, just because, you had that big CPI gap down and the big bounce that came off of it. I mean, I have to work in real time as quick as I can, and I sent you out your email on the CPI dump. SPX 6010 being tested. We're going to be opening oversold, so chasers beware, while those in the red weekly SPX 6050, 6045 call credit spread, you can choose whether to close the trade off or stay in it, as we're down here below $2 already. Same goes for all those wanting out of the April 7th QQQ puts trade, as well as the DIA and the IWM puts, which are for March and April, because of your hardcore sell-offs and hitting right down to those warning levels, the 220 on IWM, the 521 over there on the QQQ. And you saw the results off of that. Boom. Not only did we get a nice big bounce there on Wednesday, but then yesterday, it just, ba-boom, you got your plus 1% day. It took all day long, but you got your plus 1% day. So again, as you go in, and if you are completely fucking lost, go into the spread room, click there on Wednesday, February 12th, and just follow along, because it doesn't get any simpler than that. And Nancy showed it to you. Nancy, 900% on Wednesday, 900% again yesterday, not once, but twice.
I'm going to come.
Because although I don't remember, I didn't check whether she closed the 50, 60, 95, 6100 call put credit spread. They ended full credit. She got $4 on that. And again, you are looking there at, there it is, 6095, 6100s. Full credit, closing above 6100, 900%. Again, how do you make 900% on a credit spread? You are risking 50 cents, and you are collecting $4.50 on that. So mathematically, if you can just picture this, if you can't figure it out, 10 contracts would cost you total $500. Full credit ending, that's $4,500 profit that you've made on your 500. Simple math. But as you come over onto the QQQ, again, a little bit, Elaine, a little bit scary move there, because I see that you got stopped out on your April puts. And I wouldn't really personally allow that to be done, just because you have a push to the high over here because of what we are building. We are building now the 5th green week in a row. And just to make it clear on that, 5 green weeks in a row, The reason why 2 of these weeks were able to be big green weeks in a row was because of the major gap downs that we had at the very start of the week. However, tracking back on all of our data, Friday, minus 57 points. Friday, minus 30 points. Friday, minus 17.5 points. OPEX Friday, plus 59 points. Friday, January 10th, after Jimmy Carter's funeral, minus 91 points. First Friday of the month, of the year, plus 74 points. Why? Because we had that major sell down. Where do we have that major sell down from? Well, that comes from stemming back to the Friday, December 27th, minus 66 points. The OPEX Friday, plus 63 points. Back to the December Friday, minus 16 cents, just fractionally red. So for the better part of 2 months, we're closing red every Friday except for OPEX Friday. So chances of seeing that minus 61.15 close come today, that's the reason why you have your risky spread that's in your email, in your chat room, shared with you yesterday as well. Over on the IWM, this is the only one that did not fill the upside gap, the IWM. I apologize for not having this already ready for you and having to scroll, but I've been having technical difficulties this week. I've actually done 2 prior videos, neither of them uploaded. So this time I'm recording it with 3 different softwares. The one that I've always depended on wasn't working, so now I'm using 3 today. So I know one of these is going to work and I will be able to get it uploaded. But anyway, you have a gap still to fill. Back over here at 227. Still has not filled. You're coming close to it, 226.42, 226.34, but you haven't filled it. You haven't gotten that fill yet. So Friday being today, obviously 100% expecting it. And where am I going on this? Oh, yeah, this was to discuss something else, and we don't need to talk about that. So anyway, what I have for you here on screen is the VIX, and what I have for you on screen for you to visualize. Here we are again at the 6100s. Here we were at the 6100s. Here we were at the 6100s. Here we were at the 6100s. We're coming down onto this big 1451 pivot. Major decision to be made continues to be that it's working, and it's your full moon that we are coming into now. So anyway, quickly onto the charts. I have your 1 day, 2 day. Yes, this is the 1 day, but let's go to the week to date. We'll just look at that from where it is. And again, starting the week off, which everybody should know if you are ever going to intend on trading the weekly candle. We started the week off at 60.46.40. That will be there for the rest of our lives and everybody else's generation after that. This week began at 60.46.40. Your big CPI gap down. It's changed because we've had a day since it happened, but we came right down, as you saw there on Wednesday, hit the 50-day moving average and just went kaboom. Now, where are we? That's your big question, because like I've shared with you, and I've been sharing the bullish thesis and the bullish view, this is where we start coming into question. And I'll go into that here in a few seconds as we scroll to the next screen over. So looking at from a bullish point of view, a bullish point of view only, that 61.28 was our 1. This drop down here to 59.23 was our 2, and that we are starting our 3. Having had that 1 top a week ago Friday, 61.01.28, which we took out today or Thursday, and that drop down being an almost perfect ABC. Well, unfortunately, this is also a perfect ABC to the upside over here to 61.03.39. Yes, you have your 61.20.91, which was your highs from prior to the tariff drop down. DeepSeek was the week before that. 61.20.91, you have your 61.28, which I've discussed with many of you already. And okay, so let's just stay here on go. Okay, this is bullish. There's nothing questionable about it. This is bullish. There is no reason to think that it is not bullish. Okay, so if this is not going to be bearish, then we are heading for is 61.28 with 61.45 waiting up above there. And because this is wave 3 and it cannot be shorter than wave 2 or wave 1, what we would be looking at is a move above 61.80. Cannot be shorter than wave 1 if this is intended to be a wave 3. Could very easily be an ABC as well. We don't know that because it hasn't developed as of yet. However, I've shared with you all of the data, and all of that data adds up to having had 5 green weeks in a row now, having had your full moon just take place, coming into your OPEX week, earnings are completely over with. I have a hard time being bullish. Come over here onto your ES and looking at this wedge that we've been in and how we have broken through it yesterday at the afternoon with that pop-up above. Well, what we're looking at now on the ES is at 61.4775, which is just a couple of points, 4 points a little bit higher than where we are, and that will be our primary test. That test lines right up with your 61.2091, which you had 2 weeks ago, Friday, back on January 31. Move on over onto your full moon. And again, full moon. Cannot place this circle on the full moon yet. However, it is looking more and more and more like I'm going to be putting a circle right there. That's what it's looking like. So we'll see what happens after we get through the weekend. And then again, over here on your QQQ, your big drop down, 499.70, and your big bounce up to 534. And nothing but a zigzag continuing on that 528, 530 until yesterday, where we popped up above 534. Looking over here at your QQQ, again, same vision, 530, breaking down, 530, breaking down, 530, breaking down, higher lows along the way with your big gap from way back here to still be filled, and your overnight lows still very, very low. The February 1 tariffs down here at 507.73. The deep seek low down here at 502.32. But you do have, again, this gap, which is back from January 14th, after the day when we placed the low, which we knew we were placing the low, down here at 510.53, 505. DIA, nothing. Absolutely nothing. IWM, again, you've got that gap to be filled up here to 227, which you are starting to get into here overnight, and it won't really take much for you to get into it. So expect that gap at 227 to be filled. So that's what I got for you on here, and that's pretty much everything that you need for a Friday. You got a 3-day weekend coming up. You don't really need to go over here and start thinking, well, what about Meta? Isn't Meta ready for puts? Motherfucker, Meta's got an RSI of 98.30. I mean, come on. But Meta, it's not letting go. It's not letting go. And for $700, the price of those options, there's much better alternatives than sticking over there with Meta. None of this is accurate on this chart. It's an old chart. A lot of updating that I still need to get done on this, but I will play with this over the weekend. This will give me something to do. But I bring you over here to gold. Gold. And for those of you who don't know about it, there is a rush on physical gold bullion. A rush very similar to the rush that was taking place back in 2008. A rush very, very similar to what was happening there as we went into COVID. That doesn't happen out of the blue. But here we are at 2968.50, and it is starting to move into that 3,000 region. But I'll bring you over here as well, because this has been lagging, and the lagging is silver. And silver, as we speak, right now, as we speak, move you over here, show your real-time extended as we speak. Silver's up here into the 30s, pushing. So there's something out there. You got your DXY right here at that major decision point, 107.17. Major decision point over here on your DXY, and here's your TLT as well. Well down below the 2009-2010 line at 88.78, just coming up onto it. Again, big major decisions taking place over there on the bond market, your currencies, your meta, and you're heading into OPEX next week. So in any ways, I wish you guys all the best. I hope you enjoy every single part of your weekend. Anything that you need, please don't hesitate to message me, but please have a little bit of courtesy if you are going to be doing one-on-ones with me over the weekend and on Monday, that I got some family things that are a little bit more important to me. So I'm more than willing to sacrifice my time to do one-on-one calls, but come prepared. Come prepared, come on time, and more importantly, make it worth your while, because there is absolutely no reason whatsoever that any of you, regardless of your account size, there is no reason that any of you cannot be making over $500,000 this year. Some of you make that 2 weeks. There's no reason that anyone should miss out on that opportunity. So anyway, guys, enjoy your day. Happy Valentine's Day. Do whatever you want. And
taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. Don't get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings. Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the butter spread. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the butter spread. To get your butter spread all on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my mac and cheese. Cause when you're at KFC, you got that special sauce to stir my curiosity. Just give me a 5-piece meal, oh what a deal. A big old box, it's all for me. You know I'll take coleslaw on the side. I could tell you wanted to try the potato wedges.